Good morning, good morning. Okay, cool. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the London session live stream. It's NFP day today. Big day, obviously. So just touching on gold. Actually, first, everybody, how you guys doing? Let me know there in the chat. How was your week? How are you keeping up? How's the trading going? Let me know. What's up, Jared? How are you? Okay, so touching on gold. We are currently trading at pretty much all-time highs. If we zoomed out here, we can see that this is the third time we've revisited this area. Once during COVID, right here. Once during the Russia-Ukraine invasion. And right now, obviously, what led us up to here has been one, through last year, Fed pivot prayers, hopes that the Fed would pivot from their current tight monetary stance. Bank problems, yes, indeed. So banks collapsing as of late. From March, that has pushed us deeper into these highs. So a lot's going on, but most of that has been priced in. There's nothing really major that I believe will break us or help us break these highs. I think we would need a major catalyst, although obviously just overall economic uncertainty is keeping gold relatively strong as a safe haven. I think at these highs is a great place for buyers to take profit and sellers to step back in, at least for the short term, to give us some sort of pullback. Now, obviously, being at these levels, NFP is going to be extremely telling. Obviously, if we get really bad numbers, sorry, I still have this stupid moon here from yesterday. Obviously, if we have really bad numbers for NFP, we could be going to the moon. But at the same time, if we look at the numbers they've projected, they're relatively low. 180k. We haven't seen such low numbers like that in a while, in a very long time. So as long as we are coming out above the forecast, which, as we can see, looking at the last year's worth of data, or even more, we haven't come out below 180k in a very long time. So I think there's a high probability we come out better than the forecast. Even if we are worse than previous, as long as we are better than the forecast, it could be taken as positive. Now with the dollar being at such significant lows, that could easily lead to demand stepping into the dollar here. So we've been focusing on this 101 level for a while. Obviously just looking at the dollar index to get an idea of what the sentiment is doing. Right now dollar is obviously softer, but as long as we respect this 101 level, then I could see, like I say, more profit taking on gold and sellers stepping back in. So even though we are holding this bullish structure, I'm not really in a rush for the buys here. I think safer buys would be as we start to break and hold above yesterday's highs. Maybe even with news later on, we could then look for buys if the news comes out bad for the dollar. Other than that, we are actually just ranging right now. Your 4-hour candle just closed. We did close a weak bearish candle. You're rejecting 2050. I marked this up as a high risk area for sells. And the idea for the sells here, look, safer sells are obviously going to be once we break out of this range. But 2050 is a very significant level. So I think as long as we hold that area and we start to come down, obviously if we are then breaking below 2045, we've got clean traffic down to yesterday's lows at 2030, 2032. And then you could be in a very good position. Obviously you would have closed our partials by then. But if you are sitting at these lows come NFP, or let's just say you're holding below 2045 come NFP, if numbers come out in your favor and you've got a runner, stop loss at break even, obviously, that runner is going to run. So looking to potentially get into the sells, see if we can let them run, and obviously close out partials, manage the position by moving stop loss to break even, and let it run through the news. That's kind of what I would like to do today. So that's my thought process coming into today. Touching on GJ, pretty low volume here on GJ so far. Obviously we've got a yen bank holiday today. I think it's best to just wait for London Open. But overall, higher time frame, bullish, very much bullish. We've just had a very nice pullback into some key areas of interest. We are back above, I was about to say we are back above 169, not quite, but breaks above 169, that could also be a nice area for buys, potentially. Let's see how the 4-hour candle closed. All in all, what I really want to see here is obviously this intraday bearish structure. I would like to see us starting to break some of this intraday structure. So we have highs right here. Obviously right now we're forming lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So I'd like to see us create a new high. Break these highs, create a higher high. Maybe you could even then look for a pullback to then move up. But I would like to see this intraday structure shifting bullish. Sells, look, obviously we could potentially move back down to these lows, take advantage of this intraday bearish trend, because as you can see, just looking at this price action, I mean, sure, it's bearish. But higher time frame, we are very bullish. Looking at the daily, you can see this area right here, which we are retesting. Let me draw it up. This area right here around 169. We could easily see buyers stepping back in here. Otherwise, we need to also keep in mind next week is the Bank of England interest rate decision. So as we've pulled back into some of these key areas, we may even see some ranging. We may see some sort of double bottom forming here. We know GJ ranges a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just see some ranging leading up to that big news next week. So not overly interested in GJ. I'll set an alert here at these previous highs. See if we could break above. But my focus will be on gold for the morning.
Can I add something to the gold analysis if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Will you have a look at the 8 hour?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on if it respects that basic body high at like 2050, huge psychological number, and then flips back bearish, and then you look to pull that wick to the downside?
Mm. Yeah, I like that.
Because I think that gives you a very, very nice vantage point if that 2050 level, 2050.4 is respected.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
I like obviously that we're forming a nice top wick on the current 4 hour. Would make sense for the top wick to come into a level like 2050. And then obviously we were bearish on the previous hourly, 30 minutes. Nice engulfing 30-minute there. So these high risk ideas were obviously sent to the community. I just wanted to get them out earlier as we were hanging around that area. But as we come back to retest there, obviously it's giving you opportunities to look for those same trade ideas. Just based off most recent price action here. Because obviously we're in a range. Some of this price action is choppy. But if we do this, saw strong bearish pressure off that 2050 level. We had a bit of a retracement through Asian session, and we've now had a strong reaction. Looking at this price action here, these candles here, this is relatively clean to come back down. Wanted a slightly steeper top wick, but let's see how the 15-minute candle closes potentially. 5 actually looks really good. And then it closes with no bottom wick. Yeah, let's see how the 15 closes. If we don't get these high risk sells, because honestly, I would have been looking for something more like this. With this idea for better risk to reward. If we don't get these ideas, obviously we got safer sells below 2045. I think even if we close a weak bullish candle here, and we do get a nice top wick on the next 15 minutes, I could look for the break of the lows.
Yeah, and they're very risky on that 8 hour idea, but I think there's room there.
I'll not look for bars at support at 2015. 2015. That's 300 pips away. As day
You'll look for those
traders,
bars.
scalpers, whatever, I mean, even as a swing trader, there's literally swing trade opportunities down to 2015. You know, I understand that long-term perspective, but look, this is I'm day trading here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he said 2045.
Oh,
Made a mistake there.
jeez, I was wondering, bro. 2015, I'm like, it's a bit far, you know.
Yeah, man made us think we playing checkers, he's playing chess there.
2045 back up to 2058. Just from what I'm seeing, I think that we'll need something major to drive us up to 2058. I think if we are to get back up to those levels today, I think we would just need to see bad numbers for the dollar. I'm not in a rush to take bars back up to those areas. I'd rather wait for breaks above there to be looking for the bars. And if I were looking for bars here, I would look for bars on the break of this range, above like 2052 potentially. But it's pretty tricky if you're looking at the 15. It's not the nicest area, but the thing is, if you're looking for support to form at 2045, you need to understand that you're also still in a range here. I know that with the sell ideas, it's the same idea. We're also in a range. But that's my bias. My bias today is bearish. And look, you shouldn't marry a bias for sure. But I think having a bias helps you to execute with confidence. If you're seeing something that says, okay, like sales are looking better today, when it comes to bars, okay, I will have a plan for bars where I'll potentially adapt to bars, but I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with the bar ideas. Then you know that when those bars set up, you can execute with confidence. So for me today, like I say, my bias is bearish coming into. That's my main bias. So when I execute on the sells, I'm executing with confidence. If the bars play out above 2052, that's fine. I couldn't really have executed on that with confidence. It's not something that was in my plan for the day. I've planned for the safer bars. So if we do get those safer bar ideas above 2058, at that point I can execute with confidence. And you could go back into the beginning of the stream as I was discussing why I'm more bearish on gold, at least for the session, because anything can happen with NFP. If numbers are bad, look, we could create new all-time highs on gold, for sure. $15-minute candle closed. So we did close a weak bullish candle there. So based off the hourly, 4-hour being bearish, 8-hour bearish, previous 30-minute bearish. It's just that 15 that just closed a weak bullish. So I think once we re-break this current candle low on the 30 minutes, or break previous 15-minute lows, we should be alright here to move back down. I'd like to see a top wick on the 15-minute candle. If not, it's going to be pretty tough. My broker has a top wick. Yeah, also has a top wick. Man, these top wicks are so subjective. Varies from broker to broker, so I don't want to say I'm going to ignore it, but I'm going to ignore it. So I'm going to have a sell stop here on the break of previous 15-minute lows at 2048.1. And my stop loss will be above previous 30-minute highs for about 30 pips. at 2051.5. So sell stop at 2048.1, stop loss above the previous 30-minute highs at 2051.5. Okay, so sell stops have been activated here on the break of previous 15-minute lows. Stop loss above previous 30-minute highs. Like I say, the idea for me is to see if I could have runners through NFP, and then targets will be determined. Could even look to target some higher time frame levels like 2000. Like I say, I'll confirm those levels later on. But just for the morning, and where I'll look to secure the majority of my position, I'll be looking to target 2032.5. Obviously at the lows of this range, 2045, I could look at that as a break-even point, maybe secure partials. You took the bars yesterday in New York from 2045. Yeah, those bars are very nice, Jared. Jeez. That thing went crazy.
Yeah, no, I just said that because if he's looking for buys from 2045, it's not the worst level, but it's obviously just a little bit different now that we're trading into it coming from highs instead of trading up to it coming from a low.
Yeah. Or even if it just wasn't like such a choppy range, like if you had broken above and retested here initially, you know, these buy ideas looked clean. Obviously, you just didn't have the volume to continue moving up, and you're just kind of stuck in the range. But right now, if you came back to that area, I wouldn't be interested in it. $20.45 is break even. Yeah, $20.45 I think is going to be a good break even point. So let me mark that up. EE. What's up, Ned? Ned Flemberg. What's up, Connor? Connor and Connor. As long as we close bearish, engulfing that previous 15-minute candle here, we've got 6 minutes until this candle closes. Starting to give a little push here. So yeah, basically as long as the 30-minute close is bearish, I'm happy. And then obviously I would like to see the next 30-minute respecting this 30 minutes high. So that could be a management point if we do come back up. 2049.675. So far we're looking pretty good. .5 pip spread. Mine's jumping between like 1 and 2 pips. Oh, Jared says need to chat to your broker. Like your broker's gonna listen to you asking to bring the spread down.
Yeah, I would have a sit down with the broker and say, listen, guys, we're all trying to make money here. If I make money, you make money.
Like 3.
Oh, this is. Jeez, I know the response you're gonna get, Victorino. If you're like, Roger, the spreads are high. You're like, don't be a fucking retard. Look at our pro accounts. Hey, you fucking stupid. You've seen a standard account.
Wayne comes here promoting Blueberry.
Yeah.
Wayne, you may as well send your affiliate link. I'm joking, man. How's it going?
Wayne, you must get some of them passive income, man.
Need to put my coffee in the microwave, man. It's freaking cold.
Just close out the trade. Guys, that's a single things aren't gonna go well today.
Can we just push here so that I can go put my coffee in the microwave? I'm drinking cold coffee. Zulu trade. What's that? A broker. slowly moving down now. I think we need to just be careful and aware. Obviously, this is a range. This is a higher risk entry, higher risk idea, but potential for plenty of downside here. Obviously, this hourly support area, you must just be careful of. High risk, high reward. "15-minute no John Wick." No John Wick, eh? And fuck that no top wick story. The thing is, on other brokers there's a top wick. This is something that, like, when I'm looking into this no wick story, it's very subjective. Some brokers will have a top wick, others won't. You know, it's very difficult to tell. I don't think you want to get too caught up on that no top wick, no bottom wick story. I think if and when we are closing right at the bottom of a range, let's say you're in the sales here, right at the bottom of the range, no top wick, no bottom wick, then that indicates possibly that there's not enough range to move down. But that's so clear to see, you know, you're at the bottom of the range. There is no range to move down anyway. So if your candle's closing right at the bottom of the range, let's say you were in a sell, you would probably want to manage at that position anyway, or get out. There's literally another example right here this morning. No top wick on this bullish candle coming into 2050. You can see 2050 is obviously a key level there. No top wick into that area. It's obvious there's no range here. It didn't need no wick to tell you there's no range. There's no range. You can see there's no range moving up. There's 10 pips. If you're looking for buys off of that candle, you're an idiot anyway. So, like, the no top wick, no bottom wick is pretty subjective. Even here yesterday, we came into this area where we saw nice reactions later in London session. We saw it move up. We came back into this area just before NYSE, and actually at NYSE closed at that level, no bottom wick. Guess what happened? Price reversed. There wasn't enough range to move down, and I don't think that was based off the fact the candle had no bottom wick. I think it was just based off the fact we moved into a key level and there was demand in gold at that point. So if you're looking too closely at the no wick story, I think it can really mess you up. I know, like with gaps, when I see a gap, personally I get messed up. I chase the gap full. And I've learned that, okay, if I see a gap, I need to actually just block it out and trade what I'm seeing in terms of price action on that day. I guess you're safe if there's no John Wick, because that oak is a killer. Look, it's something to be aware of. Of course, we do see that candles generally come back to create top wicks. But like I say, we go and look at another broker, there's no top wick. I mean, there is a top wick. So, like, where does that put you now? It's a baby top wick. But hey, I mean, if I had seen that on Oanda, I wouldn't be concerned. My broker's got a top wick. So I'm not stressing. Number one sign to hedge if there's a John Wick on your chart. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm sorry, DC. I woke up and chose violence this morning.
Nah, that is funny, DC. I mean, no, it's not DC, man. It's DJ, Jared.
Oh, yeah, DJ, yes. Where's my
Man, it's
mind?
dizzy.
It's
Yo,
just
no,
so
that is funny, TJ. I don't think I'll ever forget that. John Wick.
I haven't even
Probably
watched
gonna make a
John
setup
Wick,
after you.
Guys,
Could
we're
be
in the
called
John
like a
Wick
Wick for
salsa,
John Wick.
sponsored by DJ.
Actually, on the 4-hour time frame, yeah. This is a John Wick setup. Because we're coming to fill the bottom wick of the 4-hour. Could even come and create that top wick for the previous 15. Don't really want to see that. Obviously, we will be in drawdown at that point. But as long as we don't break previous 30-minute highs, I'm happy. Do you ever use a line chart instead of candles to filter out wicks? No. I will look at a line chart from, like, she's not really as part of my analysis. But for instance, yesterday, I was just drawing a trend line up just to visualize something. I think it's still in here. Was it on this chart? Yeah, so I drew this trend line in, and what I did is when I was drawing the trend line in, I used that line chart just to make it easier. But I mean, I don't really use trend lines or line charts. This was just to basically visualize the structure. Because yesterday in London session we were moving down. We were moving down here on gold, and I said, look, I'm not really interested in the sells. I'd rather wait for the buyers to set up and then look for those buying opportunities off of these key levels. So I was just using that trend line to say, look, hey, we don't have too much range left to move down. I'd rather wait for that support to form to continue moving up. But yeah, wicks definitely do tell you a story. Wicks can indicate rejections to areas. Also could potentially give you targets. Wicks can also indicate like just the general volatility and market conditions through that period or through that session. You know, if you get like a lot of candles with small bodies, and lots of wicks, that could indicate to you that it's pretty terrible market conditions. You know, like right here, all of these small candles, but big wicks. Right here, lots of wicks. You know, that's not something that we like speak about, but it's just something you should inherently know. Like, okay, these candles are pretty low volume. They're creating highs, lows, lots of wicks just kind of all over the place. Look at this. I remember I was actually in a sell here this day, but anyway. All of those wicks,
And remember,
small bodies, terrible price action.
wicks don't lie.
External. Isn't that Roger's
Only,
old?
yeah, only the OGs will remember that.
Yeah, that was Roger's YouTube channel on. And I was thinking of Wicks 9 at first when you said that. Wicks don't lie. Isn't that the guy who smokes weed?
That was, who was watching his stream when they said, he's like, okay, if we close bearish, I'm gonna light up this blunt. Close bearish. Okay, I'm gonna light up this blunt. Oh
It was
man, the
Wicks.
character. Yeah.
Rasta man. If you were to take a new fresh 300k Forex Finance challenge, what would your blueprint and approach upon finishing the phases be? Just trade. Just take it trade by trade. I think you have to be in a good mind space to do well in those challenges. If you're coming in with the correct mindset, you can do very well. But if you come into the challenge like, oh, I need to pass this challenge, it's going to change my life, 8%, that's so easy, I can do 8% in the 5 days that they say minimum trading days. You know, if you focused on the targets, the time restrictions, you know, just that general get rich quick mindset as well. So either guys come in too overconfident, think they're just going to pass the challenge in a couple of days and then move on to the live account, or guys are scared they're not going to pass the challenge in the given time. So you need to find a balance, you need to find confidence, and that comes from having a plan, consistency, skill. So if you're not consistent, if you don't have a skill, don't take the challenge. You're not going to pass anyway. And if you do, you're probably going to lose the live account. I'm not being negative, I'm just being realistic. I don't want you to waste your money. These funding accounts can be pricey. Guys get sucked into it. Take challenge after challenge, treat it like gambling. One day you're going to get a payout. One day you will get a payout and it will be all worth it, but your focus is in the wrong place right now. You're doing yourself more harm by doing these challenges and instilling bad habits than if you were to just take a little bit of your own money, start trading your own money. Funding accounts are great ways. It's a great opportunity for you to get your hands on more capital. And I spoke about it a lot in the beginning because I really praised funding companies because, like I say, it's a great opportunity. If you've got the skill, amazing. You can take a lot away from it. But I came to realize very quickly that that's not the case. And a lot of guys are just blindly doing these challenges. And it's not easy. Guys are just losing money. I think you really need to get consistent first. You need to have that confidence that when I take this challenge, I'm going to pass it. Or know that, okay, there's like a 90% probability I'm going to pass this challenge. Because over the last 12 months, every month I've done at least 8%. So I know that, okay, this month I should be able to do 8%. Also use your time if you are doing these challenges. I know, like for instance, my Forex funds, phase 1, you have a month and you need to do 8%. Some people think that's a lot, some people don't think it's a lot. But if you look at it from the perspective of 2% per week, that's not that bad. So use your full month, 2% per week, you'll be fine. But it's very difficult to trade with targets in mind. You start to make stupid decisions. You need to just trade, take it trade by trade. That's why I say if I had to do it, I wouldn't do anything differently. I would just trade. How many trades do you take in a week? I'm taking 1 or 2 trades a day. Some days no trades. I mean, for this week, taken 7 trades this week. That's including FOMC, 2 trades with FOMC. Okay, we're pushing down nicely here. 15 minutes about to close. I think we need to just keep an eye on the hourly candle. What is your final TP on gold? So I'm just going to say for the session, I would like to see runners down to, let's call it 2035. Yeah, 2034.6. So that's what I'm targeting, basically for the morning. If we can get down there, I'm going to have secured 90% of my position. Other than that, just gonna let it run, baby. It's just gonna be a small runner. But I'm gonna leave it through NFP. Obviously stop loss will be at break even. But let's see how the trade goes. That's if we get down here. Still got this 2045 level to clear. I mean, even if we do get down to 2034, just to take a full position there is great. You don't need much more than that. But that's why I'll be closing 90% when we get down here.
Do you want to go warm up your coffee?
I do.
I'll keep an eye. Make sure gold there is only away.
I just need to chuck it in for 30 seconds. So I think, I'll keep my eye on my phone.
Gold does anything else, scream out like,
I think it might be wise to close out 50% at this break-even point. I would love to leave a full position to run, but this would be about 30 pips or so. I think that's a reasonable target for a good NFP morning. Go break even, and you're 50% at 2045. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go break even at that level. What I'll do is I'll see how we're coming into that level. If we come in hot, let's say we break previous 4-hour lows and we just drop, because that's something we can see. And if we do give a nice 20-30 pip squeeze on the break of previous 4-hour lows, then I'll close 50% on that push. One quick word, best advice for trade, for a trade or trading.
3 words. Entrepreneurship.
Let me think. I can't give you one word, bro. Mindset.
Psychology.
Psychology. If I had to say one word, I don't know if that's what you're asking. One word, definitely mindset. But if you want like some words of inspiration, I'd say that trading is like golf. So you need to, in golf, people are going to tell you different things. Like, hey, do this, do that. You're doing this wrong. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to feeling. Like, what swing feels best for you? You got to find your swing, your rhythm. Got to find what's working for you. Cut everything else out. Don't listen to anybody else. Find what works for you. Find consistency in something. If it's one setup on one time frame, on one pair, in one session, that's great. That's amazing. You don't need anything more. If it's one trade a day, one trade a week, that's fine. If you find consistency in it, don't listen to anybody else. Like I say, just find your swing. Find what feels good for you. It's all about the feeling. But have a plan. Make sure you come to it with a systematic approach. And stick to your rules. Yeah, I'm gonna go warm up my coffee.
And just to touch
Yeah,
on
what's up?
that, no, you can go. No, I'm gonna touch
No,
on
I
that
wanna
golf
hear you.
analogy. Just to add on that golf analogy, just always remember that, when you go play golf, you're not just taking your driver. You're going to have those different clubs for different parts of the game. You're going to be stuck in a bunker and you need this club, or you're stuck in the bushes now and you need this club. There's so many different clubs you're going to keep in your bag for different situations. But guys think they can take the same approach to every single candle. Just get in, or just do this. You need to be able to stay adaptive, see the market, what it's doing, pull out that club. For example, sometimes risk reward is really going to work in some situations. Other times it's not going to matter. Whether you get a 1:1 or a 1:10, it's just what the market gave you that day. So always stay adaptive to it. Keep a level head, see what trade you're in, use the tools you've built. Some trades you're not going to need risk management because you get in and flip and flies, but then other days it's going to come up on you, it's going to close bullish when you're going to sell, it's going to break a candle's high, and you need to manage risk. But as long as you have those skills and constantly refining them, then you're going to be good. But don't just take the same approach to every single position you take.
Big facts, Jared. I think the message there is be fluid. Learn to be fluid. I think I mentioned this yesterday. You can't really take like a cookie cutter approach. That's why I say don't listen to what everybody else says. Find what works for you, what feels good. Sometimes you're going to go a little bit based off intuition. We spoke about that yesterday in New York session. That comes with experience. But you got to learn to be fluid. The market's always adapting. Obviously, you need to have a plan that is objective and work on your plan. Look for ways to optimize it. And having a systematic approach helps you to cut out human error. Because you are human, you're going to feel emotions. And emotions in trading are just toxic. but your intuition, your gut feeling is definitely a big thing. So for instance, today, hey, look, like, we're in a range here. This is not a trade I would take on a normal day. But, you know, based on what I'm seeing, order flow wise, you know, like, you could easily argue, no, we're bullish, we should be taking buys. But there's a few things here telling me no. Main buys for the day, sells. I'm looking for the sells here. And I don't mind taking the riskier sells in the range because I see a lot of downside. I'm trusting my instinct, taking a trade that maybe I wouldn't take on a normal day, but I think it's going to play out really well. And I think if we had waited for the closure below the support, you may miss the move, or you at least missed out on this 30 pips, which is fine. Safer trades obviously would have been below 2045, but so far this is looking really good. And this was just based off being fluid. Because most days I come in and say, okay, we're in a range. I'm not going to take a trade in this range. Today I took a trade in the range. And based off what I'm seeing, my experience, my intuition, hey, look, it's pretty good. And Jared, I mean, you basically pointed out the setup. But we both saw it. And, you know, that gives me a bit of confidence as well.
Yeah. Just does it make you feel better that I saw it without glasses there? So I wouldn't trust it too much. No, obviously raving. But no, yeah, having that bias that comes together is always a good thing. You know, but at the end of the day, it's just that added confidence. Like if we both see something, we're like, yeah. But I mean, if you see something, you're still like, yeah, but you know, it's just nice seeing the same thing with somebody that's traded every single day.
5 minutes here for the hourly candle close. I really want to see the hourly closing below here. Even better below here. Keep in mind, 2045.5 is the previous 4-hour and 8-hour candle low. If we can break there, I'm expecting to see some nice volume. So I think, you know, on the break of that low, we could call that break even. Looking good. 3 minutes for the hourly close. Guess my coffee can wait.
That poor coffee's been through the most this morning. Eh?
At this point, we could definitely move our stop loss into above previous 30-minute highs. I wasn't really in a rush to do that because we obviously would manage the position before then. I think this is fair to say that I'll move the stop loss to 2050. Let's call it 2050 flat. I really wouldn't want it to turn around and take a full stop now. But I want to see how the new hourly opens up before moving break even. Dollar finding support here around 101. Don't want to look at DXY too closely, but moral of the story is we are holding this 101 demand area on the higher time frame. We need to just be careful in this support. Obviously, it's still a support level where we could see price react. But we haven't seen a hard rejection here or anything. Like I say, let's just see how the hourly closes. Okay, we've closed right at that support. No bottom wick here, so I would expect this candle to come and flip back bearish to create that bottom wick at least. Looking at the hourly, we have closed below the previous bodies here. So just based off the hourly, I would say that we closed below support. So I'm quite happy with that. Obviously, we want to see previous hourly highs being respected, and that's where the stop loss is now. So that looks good. Stops in a safe place. Hourly, like I say, essentially closed below support here. Quite a steep top wick on the hourly, but still no bottom wick. I think if we break previous 30-minute highs, if you're not feeling good in the position, you could definitely look to manage your position there. But as long as we respect previous 30-minute highs, everything is still valid here. Keep in mind, previous 15 had no top wick. Maybe we're just coming to create a top wick for the previous 15. And we came quite close to the entry, so this is kind of why I didn't want to move stop loss to break even just yet. Because once we flip on this hourly candle, we should be good to go. And in fact, I think as we flip on the hourly candle, I could see myself moving stops to break even. Now that we've created a top wick on the current hourly. I didn't even move my stop. Well, the thing is with these top wicks, you never know how deep the top wick is going to be. In fact, we may even respect this support level. But obviously, if we are respecting previous candle highs, still valid here. I'm still very much happy to be in this position. And obviously having no bottom wick gives me confidence that we'll come back down and flip bearish. Waiting for sales below 2044. That's good. Those are definitely safer sells. I even marked these up as higher risk sells this morning. Higher risk meaning, obviously, like I say, we are in a range. Would be safer to take the trade with clean traffic to the left. But based on what I was seeing, there's a very calculated risk. So far, it's still looking good.
4 hour also looks amazing where our stop loss is placed.
Yeah, that's true, eh? Don't really want to see the 4-hour flip bullish. DXY rising at the moment. That's obviously really good for us being in gold sales. Yeah, we can see a little bit of dollar strength coming into the mix. once we flip on this hourly candle, I'm not anticipating us to come back and break the current hourly candle high. So once we flip bearish, I'll move my stop loss to break even. And it will be a risk-free trade. Obviously, let's see if we get some volume on the flip as well, or the break of previous 4-hour lows. Like I said, I'm not going to look to secure immediately going break even. I want to see if we get a push on the break of those lows. How many percent will he close at break even point? I'm not going to close immediately at break even point. I'm expecting some volume to come in once we break the previous 4-hour lows at 2045.5. So if we break those lows and we give like a 20-30 pip push, then I'll secure probably 50%. Just going to be adaptive with my when I secure. Trusting the higher time frames, and trusting that the volume will come in here. I don't want to just say, okay, I'm going to secure as we flip bearish. I'm anticipating volume to come in at this point. Don't really like what I'm seeing here at the moment. We are sitting at break even. So if you're not happy in the position, you can definitely close out partials here. Going to wait for the 15-minute candle. If we're closing very strong bullish like this in and around entries, I'll manage my position. Already lowered my stop loss from the initial 30 odd pips to about 18 pips. Just about tapped into previous 30-minute highs. Let's see if we respect that level.
Yeah, there's also that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's also that very minor support at. It's a tough support to see, but basically that supports at 2048.184. You can see that's like an area. I would even call that like an area of interest.
Yeah, this area here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got mine a little bit lower, but I mean, tapping back into there, grabbing liquidity, even if we tap into there, respect there, and then just for argument's sake, if we close bullish here, then I mean, as long as you respect that level as just a pullback retest, and then you should see that volume come to flip this candle.
Yeah.
Because still on the 30, it looks very good.
Yeah, we look alright. Now it's time to rumble, you say, Gold Goblin. Yeah, the one thing that's not looking good is the 15 still being bullish off of this support. But keep in mind your 30-minute and hourly still open here. With the previous hourly closing below that support, like I say, that's a stronger confirmation to me than anything. Previous 15-minute had no top wick, so we came to create a top wick for the previous 15. We have retested an area of interest here. Got a nice top wick on the current hourly. Once we flip, we shouldn't come back to entries. Very nice rejections there on the 5-minute to that area. So obviously, you know, a lot of times you are looking for smaller positions, or on the stream even like securing maybe 30 pips as you go break even or whatever. So it's pretty tough, I understand, to sit through 30 pips of profit, come back into drawdown. But this is my analysis for the day. And I'm going to manage this trade the way that I've planned. So even if we do come back into drawdown, even if I do take a small loss, I accepted that before I even entered the trade. If you're uncomfortable with that, you need to obviously understand that your trading plan should be based on your risk tolerance and what works for you. Not happy, if you took the trade and you're not happy, manage your position. I mean, you're actually in like 4 or 5 pips of profit, just close out. But I'm happy here. Or if you know, if you're going for like small little chunks, 10, 20 pips, whatever, that's fine. Then I hope you secured there at that support. What's up? Can you hear me better? Get access to the Zoom for better audio. Oh, Jared, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff.
I don't
Hands on the
even feel
ball.
bad about the promo.
You forgot to mention there's also no lag on the Zoom. There's like 10 seconds of lag or something on YouTube that unfortunately I can't do anything about. But Zoom, no lag. Bro, I'm drinking iced coffee at this point. Fuck's sakes.
Well, the way you drink your coffee, Connor, wouldn't be surprised if it's going to your taste buds off there.
TJ, in these markets, 3 seconds can be the difference between break even or stop loss. Nah, I'm just joking. I mean, really, like, there's a lot more to the memberships than that. Than better audio. Oh, goodness.
um, yeah, and besides the better audio, you also get to hear me sing in New York session there. And judging by the guys' reaction, they love it here. So I think it's definitely a good way to go about it.
Okay, chat. Moving stop loss to break even. Risk-free trade. We are breaking previous 4-hour lows, so we're seeing that little bit of volume coming in. And like I said, expecting some volume on the break of those lows. Hence, I didn't want to secure immediately. We are giving another little push here. Let's give it a couple seconds. Okay, we are getting a nice push. But there are some rejections in this area. I'm going to close out 50% right here at about... Okay, I'll double check now. At about 20.45, so it was about 30 pips. Close out at 20.45.3. About 28 pips. Got a couple extra pips by giving it a little bit of room to push there on the break of those lows. I think that was a good call. Like I said, I was anticipating volume to come in. And now we're in a risk-free trade. We've secured some profit. We let it run. If we're looking on the hourly, the 30-minute, and so forth, we are starting to break into very clean traffic here. We're breaking out of this consolidation. So we are looking really good. I'm looking to take off another 40%, so I'll close out 90% of my position at 20.34.6. Don't see the point in closing up anymore in a rush. If you are closing below the support area, the idea is that with volume, your next candle should continue moving down. It's a bit of a tricky one coming into London Open, but if we can survive break even, you're going to be in a really good position there to push down to fill some of this range at London Open.
Geez, but well done on when that candle came back. Obviously, the high time frame analysis kicked in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Very, very well traded, Con.
Short, bro. Let's see. I hope you survive these. I hope you survive break even now. I'm not gonna trade on hope. Look, I mean that's a terrible way to go about it. But if we survive break even, I think we're in for a banger. But I'm happy. I've secured partials, and I'm risk free. So there's nothing I could lose on this trade, other than the floating profit, of course. So if you're happy with your profits, if you're not happy with where we're sitting in price, close out. I'm happy to let it run. Obviously, I'm risking whatever profit I'm currently up, but I'm perfectly comfortable to do that. OMG, I'm banned in chat. No, you're not. I think maybe you sent too many messages. I'll never ban you, DJ. Mr. John Wick. I think... Wait. I'm gonna mute myself on YouTube quick. Okay, chat, so here's the deal. NFP today, as you know, I used to do the news streams on the YouTube, but for the memberships, the news stream is for members only. That's obviously just part of the value that comes with it. If you've watched back some of the news streams from last year, you'll understand the value in it. There's a lot to it. So today is NFP. I want to give one of you guys access to the NFP stream, one of you guys or girls. So go and follow the Instagram, alright? Follow the Instagram page, the Monster Money Instagram page. One of the followers, I will choose one of the followers before the stream today, and I'll send you a message, and then I'll send you the invite link for the Zoom today. So follow the Instagram. One of the followers on the Monster Money RG, I'm going to invite to the NFP live stream today. So we had a little bit of a retracement here, but we've survived break even. Got quite a steep top wick on the previous 5. If we flip now, would expect us to fill this wick and continue moving down. But I think to call that closure on that low was pretty good.
And just a last thing for the guys that are following Instagram now, just send us a DM on Instagram with NFP so that we know who's following from the stream and everything, and then we can obviously choose it from the requests in our DMs.
Actually, I think that'll be better because some of the guys who are following the page are not here today. I would like to give someone access who's here today. If you're interested in obviously joining the NFP stream, I think just follow the page and DM or comment on, maybe comment on the most recent post. Comment NFP on the most recent post. What do you think about that, Jared? And then we can choose from those comments. Because I don't
Okay,
want
we
to just
can
pick
do
a random
that.
follow who's not even going to pitch up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. Okay, no, we can do that. I've sent the link to one of the reels. I didn't manage to get the link to what do you call it, the page. But yeah, if you guys comment on the latest post, it's the FOMC day post. You can go ahead and comment either NFP on that, or yeah, I think the comment works best. Or just send us that DM. Either or will work.
Yeah, we can pick from the comments. I think that's a nice way to pick a winner.
Jeez, Instagram's going crazy, yeah.
For real.
Yeah, some of the guys are obviously not commenting on the latest post, but if you do just comment NFP, we'll see it in the most recent notifications.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously just get that sorted.
Guys are DMing me NFP. We'll find a way to pick a winner here, don't worry.
Sheesh, you just about hit 850 followers there.
Sheesh. The RG's picked up quite a bit. I think the
Yeah,
year it started on like 50 followers or something.
yeah, it's been insane, man.
I remember I was flipping. I had that page for a while. When did I start Monster Money? But yeah, I think we've definitely put some life into it this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and the content's only going to get better on that page. Obviously we do the shorts to show you guys exactly how we do manage the positions, how we do take them. So I think with a lot of the guys, they're starting to see a lot of value in that instead of just, Connor standing in front of his car. Oh, you can make this much money. Oh, like, fuck, if you guys are following people for their car or, that's never actually trade live with you, then you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, is to be sharing value, like to actually help you to find success, consistency in this. Looking at someone else's car, oh, I'm so motivated to go and get the same car, whatever, but you're not actually learning the skill, you know? You're looking at that shit for entertainment. I understand most people want to be entertained. Not everyone wants to be educated. But if you want to get consistent, if you want to get profitable, if you want to treat trading like a business, do this long term, you need to develop the skill. And you're only going to do that by looking in the right places, listening to the right people who actually want you to get consistent and don't just, want your money or whatever. These guys, like I say, just posting cars and that. Are they really showing you the inside of trading? Like here on the live stream, I take losses on a regular basis. You know, I show you this shit's not easy, but I show you the right way to go about it. Oh, may I hold my sell today? I opened it yesterday at 2055, stop loss 2062. Completely up to you and your analysis, your risk tolerance. I can't even say if I were you I would close. I mean, we're looking at it from completely different perspectives. I can't make that decision for you. And I understand that you can't really close out partial, so that's a tough one. Maybe move your stop loss to break even. Because if we are to move down, you wouldn't really want to break above this area here. So if you move your stop loss to break even, at least you risk free, but you are up about like 70 pips or so. No worries, bro. Like I say, it's a pretty tough one. I can't really make that decision for you. What you could also do is send your trade analysis, what you're looking at, to the Discord, and then I can have a look for you. But I mean, if you are analyzing us to continue moving down, then I would say no, don't close. Let it run. But if you've analyzed that we could find support here at 45 and continue moving up, then I'd say, what the hell, just close your trade. I'm in a sell right now. I'm still holding a sell. I would love us to break here and continue moving down. But obviously I have to be objective if I'm giving that kind of guidance, you know. Good stuff, Alan. Good stuff. Keep working at it. The 30-minute candle closed at doji right at that support. New 30-minute is creating a top wick. For now, we could say that we are respecting the support. The previous 15 was bearish. As long as we respect previous 15-minute highs, we should be alright. And then our stop loss is in a good place there. But it's tough. We are respecting that support right now. So we'll just have to see. I have secured 50%, and this is a risk-free trade for me, so just keep that in mind.
Is that it?
What is what? Oh, I think maybe it's just me. The mark.
Yo, I was like, shit. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming.
Just popped in this morning to reload the club for NFP. I'll fuck it up later. Goeiemorgen. Hoe julle oggend, Bones? Good, thank you, and yourself, France. Do you stream daily? Yes, I do. Monday to Friday. Afrikaans is not my strong point. I actually wanted to reply on Afrikaans and say like, morning's going good, thanks and yours, and then I couldn't even say that, to be honest. Goed, dankie en self. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, can we, by the end of the year, we want to hit 5,000 pips, and we also want to get Connor to 50 words of Afrikaans. I don't know
How
which
many
one's
words?
going to be more
15.
challenging. No, we want to hit 5,000 pips for the year,
Yeah,
and then also get Connor to 50 words of Afrikaans. I don't know which one's going to be more challenging.
definitely the Afrikaans.
Yeah.
I think we're well on our way to 5,000 pips, but Afrikaans, no, far from it. Afrikaans was my worst subject in school. I think in matric I got around 50%. That is bad. That is really bad. Like, for my standards,
we
that's
had
terrible.
We had a guy in matric with us. Was it the year above? It was something like that. But basically that time I was in like 11, 12. That I apparently, right, for one of the prelims, he hated Afrikaans, bro. He was like, screw this, I'm not going to do it. And then for the prelim, he literally wrote his name, put his head on the desk, and slept, bro. Didn't answer a question. And then, yeah, we got in trouble. And he was like, what must I do? I don't understand. Hey, like, like,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
that's shocking.
Like,
I felt that same way, but you gotta try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, there was one Afrikaans guy in my matric year with us, bro. And after we wrote like prelims and stuff, everybody flocked him, bro. And they were like, bro, like, what did question 2 mean? And then you'd give the answer, and they're like, yo, thank goodness. And some people were like, oh, yeah.
Those chats after exams, bro. I don't know why kids would sit around chatting about the paper. It's not gonna change anything. I would leave, bro. I just used to be like, guys would ask me, hey, what did you, bro? Paper's done. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Dude, the funniest was we had this one, bro. In I think it was history, and then we wrote our history paper. Bro, no, check this out. Like it was a 3.5 hour paper or something like that, like 3 hours. And this oak, like done in an hour. And I'm like, yes, like okay, that oak's not passing. So did we get out? And he's like, oh, that test was so easy, bro. It was only one question, and we were like, what? And he's like, you're like, dude, there were 4.
Oh,
And he's like, no, you had to choose one out of the 2 questions. And we were like, bro, on the other side of the paper, there was 2 other questions that you had to choose from. So you essentially had to write like 2 essays, 4 out of 4 questions. And then this oak was just, so even if you got 100, if you got 99% for his essay, he would have still failed. Like,
Someone from Florida, Joburg. There's a place in Joburg called Florida.
It's called Florida.
Are you being serious, Jared?
No, I swear it's called Florida.
Okay. Welcome.
Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but welcome, brother. I'm also from Joburg, eh?
I've
Also
never
grew
heard
up
of that.
there.
I didn't know there was a place called. I'm just gonna say Florida, bro.
Yeah. No, but welcome, Mr. France. Thank you so much for being with us. And to anybody new here today, we always appreciate a subscribe and obviously a like on the video. You guys are honestly amazing. We love this community, yeah? So, finishing the week off strong now.
Yes, sir. Are you guys also expecting US index to buy during NFP? It's completely, as Jerome Powell would say, data dependent. You cannot gamble on numbers like that. And if you are going to gamble, understand the risks. I don't know if numbers are going to come out good. I don't know if numbers are going to come out bad. And if I were to say that I did know, I would either be lying or I would have insider information and should probably be in jail. So, what do I say? Look, based off the numbers, the forecasted numbers, I think that there's a very high chance that numbers come out better than forecasted. Just based off looking at previous numbers here, I mean, when last did we see 180k? Probably during COVID. Yeah, during COVID lockdown. So, very low probability that we come out lower than that, but there is definitely a probability. I think unless we're coming out, yeah, you just gotta go based off the numbers, bro. If we're coming out better than forecasted but worse than previous, it's still going to be taken as relatively good for the dollar, but probably lower volume. If we're coming out better than previous, can be very good for the dollar, nice gold sales. And if we are coming out worse than the forecast, then definitely expect more upside on gold and potentially DXY breaking below 101.
Jerome will blow your accounts.
You know what I didn't even realize is we still have London open in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it really would have been nice to close below 2045 before London open.
Yeah.
We're still looking good. The high time frame, the high time frames look amazing, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do here. It's at this point I'm just letting it run. I've already secured partials and it's risk-free, so I'm not going to bring a stop in anymore. I'm not going to close out anymore. There's no point. I've accepted the outcome. Either break even at this point or London open rips down and we walk away with a nice profit. And potentially a runner for NFP. Either will be fine. Either outcome will be fine. In fact, before I entered the trade, I'd already accepted a loss. I'd accepted the risk. I accepted that it could be a loss. So the fact that I've even walked away with a little bit of profit today, I'm very happy. I think let me go warm up my coffee. 12 minutes yet till London open. Okay guys, give me 2 seconds.
But yeah, ladies and gents, while Con's away, please remember we still are doing a special giveaway for the NFP stream today. So what that's going to entail is if you guys go ahead and follow our Instagram, then you can potentially get access to the stream today. Obviously the private stream for members. All you have to do is follow the Instagram and then comment NFP on either our latest posts. And then, yeah, you obviously are going to be put into a draw and we'll announce after the London live stream today who's the winner of that. And then just before, we'll send you a link for that stream. And then you can obviously trade NFP live with us. I'm going to send that link through once again. If you guys do want to go ahead and follow it. We would really appreciate it. And yeah, I think it'd be incredibly beneficial to you guys. France, we usually don't have set streaming times. We don't stream for like an hour or 2 hours. You know, some days we in and out an hour. Other days we here for 4.5 hours. So it really just does depend on the market and what the market ends up giving us. And then yeah, that's just that. And then obviously same thing for New York. You know, some days we've been on at 2 and we end at 3, and then some days we trade all the way through to 5 o'clock. So it just really does depend on how the market's setting up, market conditions. And for example, if we get into a trade runs beautifully, we take profits, no need to fight the market further. So yeah, that's London session starts every day at about 10 to 7, South African's standard time. And yeah, we just go from there. Jeez, but yeah, guys, we just hit 850 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys very, very much for that. We do always appreciate the support. And yeah, and you're gonna grow from here.
How long is the stream? Depends on, for instance, today. Since I've already taken a trade before London, I mean, I'm going to be here for London Open, see how the trade plays out. But it depends on the day. Sometimes if there's no setup, or I'm looking for a potential setup and it's just not coming, I could sit here for 3 hours until like 10. But if I take a trade pre-London, then, you know, sometimes I'm off early. Hey, what's up, Reese? How are you? It's pretty tough. Nothing to say right now. Obviously, I would like us to break this support. We are just kind of consolidating on the lower time frame. Just below entries here. I would love this 30-minute to flip bearish and close below support. GJ looks like it could be setting up here for London Open if you close above 169.350. But I don't think that I'll be looking for another trade here. It's NFP today. Taking a nice little win here on gold already. And I'm just going to save my bullets for NFP. Next trade setup, personally, no more trades for me this morning. Took a bar on GJ, 15-minute time frame. Yeah, that was nice. Very clean trade, that. Good stuff, Reese. GJ basically gave a gold pre-London setup here. I don't like these pre-London GJ trades, but today it played out very nicely. He had that 4-hour candle close bullish, coming into the pre-London time where we normally see the volume on gold, like I say. GJ, volume isn't always reliable pre-London. I don't like the pre-London trades, but the setup was good, and there was very nice volume there, very clean move. Obviously the setup was there, it's just personal preference. But very nice trade, that. Are you leaving a runner? Oh, okay, I see. Do you mainly trade only GJ? I mainly trade gold, to be honest. If there's no setup on gold and GJ has a nice setup at London Open, I do still take trades on GJ, but I've kind of cut down on actively looking for positions. Like for instance, today I had alerts at this level. But now that I've taken a trade on gold, I'll probably leave GJ alone.
You keen on a quick game of chess before session ends, or before hourly close?
Goodness. Let's play a 1 minute game. We'll just blitz it out very quickly.
Cool.
You're about to see some retards come out here. The thing about a 1 minute game is, I think at our level, we're normally going to win on time.
I was playing 1 minute last night, and sure, dude, it's so quick you don't even think. And I got a checkmate. It went checkmate, and I was like, how? I was like, what? Like, I had to literally go back and see. Oh, it's purely by luck.
I don't know if I've ever won by checkmate playing a 1 minute.
Jeez.
I haven't played many 1 minutes.
No.
And he's just moving pieces, yeah, like it's nothing. Oh, my king is naked. Oh shit. Jared, you're just throwing your pieces away.
Dude, literally. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no. Bro, what? Oh, no. Tom.
Easy dub. Easy dub.
I forgot to, like, put down my piece. I thought I was pre-moving and then I was just holding it there. My time was running down.
No.
Yo, but your time... No, Jared, well done. That was good timing.
Sure.
But you were just throwing away
Yeah,
pieces
but
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I could see there was...
16 points of material.
The brain was
full
off
thought
there.
going
Like,
in. Dude, I was going through the motions, bro. Just, I see you haven't played 1 minute because you dropped like 97 points there.
what is my 1 minute elo? Probably like 200. Oh, that's terrible. 350. Not looking amazing here. Your hourly and 30-minute candle look like they may close bullish. Just consolidating on the 5 minutes. We'll see. Maybe if we get some volume at London Open and we break these lows, we could be alright. But obviously closing bullish here doesn't look great. Like I say, personally, I've got nothing to do here other than let it run. It's either break even or we continue moving down here. So I've got 50% of my position open, sitting in about 10 pips of profit. If you're happy with that, obviously, you know, you could look at closing out, but I'm happy to let it run. We might not even have the volume to break below 1945 as we lead up to NFP. But these news days sometimes surprise you and you get nice moves before the news. Morning Tar, what's up? GJ never closed above resistance there. So even if I were looking at GJ, I wouldn't really be interested in that.
We really could still survive here. The 15 actually closed very nicely. And then it's still respecting that minor resistance level that was created at like 47.2. Broke that minor high now, looks like it's coming to the downside. So once you start breaking that low at 45, well, 46, we should be good here to rumble.
Yeah.
And then obviously that 40.
Basically just in a range on the lower time frames. And if you're not breaking out to the upside, and we continue moving down with volume, when we break out of this range, either which way, we should see some movement. And if we break out to the downside, I mean, there's plenty of clean traffic here. Yeah, like you say, that minor resistance there on the 15 is being respected. Right here.
Yeah, very minor resistance, but I mean, as long as we can trade below that, we should be good.
Is a 5-minute moving average confluence significant? No, I don't think so. Depends for what. It's quite a vague question. Come on, London, open volume. I'm not gonna sit here all day. I'll sit here and see if we can break that previous hourly low and get a bit of a push. But overall, you know, with my targets here being basically 20, 35, let's call it. It might not be one swift move. It might take a couple hours. I'm not going to sit here for a couple hours. I already closed out partials and gone break even. So it's a risk-free trade. You know, I'll never leave stream and say, guys, you're on your own. Because I understand that some guys take these trades. But I want to see if this volume comes in. If we hit break even, obviously, cool. That's the end of the story. But if we do move down, what I'll do is I'll end the stream, go on with my day, and I'll just keep you guys updated on the Discord. So on the free Discord, there's a trade update channel where, like I said, I can keep you guys updated.
Jay's asking, do you use Telegram? Oh, please don't tell me you've joined a fake Connor Abrams BBVIP Signal Telegram group.
Nah, I don't use Telegram. If you speak to a Connor Abrams on Telegram or any group, Monster Money, Connor Abrams, whatever, it's a scammer. It's not me, it's not Monster Money Trading, it's not Jared. Jared, you don't use Telegram, right? Hope not.
No, I don't. I think I have an account, but I've never used it. And I've never spoken to anybody on it.
Yeah, I've also got an account, but I don't use it. I won't speak to anybody on Telegram. Please still cold, it's Friday, we need a bleeder. Oh no. No guys, just be careful. Even yesterday there was a someone impersonating me join the Discord. They never sent any messages or anything, but I'm sure they probably added some of the members as friends and tried to message them. That's not in my control. Obviously, I'll kick them as soon as I see it, which I saw it quite quickly yesterday. But that might not always be the case. So you need to just be vigilant. Understand that in this day and age, scamming is a big thing. Even on Instagram, I won't message you on Instagram. There are fake accounts. Just be careful. I don't do crypto. I don't do account management. I'm probably not just going to randomly message you. Unless maybe we've spoken on the stream or whatever the case. And obviously, if it's too good to be true, it is. Just always keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, the only person I've personally messaged on Discord out of the blue was one of the guys from our free Discord, Ceylon Sky, and I just said to him, I see that the work you're putting in, you're sending your charts and everything, and it's looking good. That was it.
You didn't offer him 200% account growth, eh?
I tried, but he said, oh. No, obviously I just joking.
He reported you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, just raving.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, if honestly, so like, I know we've spoken about this in the past, but realistically, if I could get 200% returns in 5 days of trading, my goodness, would you guys not hear from me? I would be off. Yeah, I would be like, I mean, why would you DM somebody saying, oh, give me your 5,000 Rand or a few $100, I can get 200% returns in 5 trading days. Like, come on.
Or you would literally be the richest person on earth. Because just like a year worth of doing that, you're sitting in the billions.
Yeah, let me actually go.
Let's pull it up on screen. Let's pull up a calculator. What do you say? 200% in 5 days. I mean, some of these guys do promise stupid shit like that. So let's see. If you put in $1,000 and
No,
you did
even just put $100.
$100, yeah.
Yeah, do $100.
And you did what? 200%.
Yeah.
In 5 days. Am I right in saying?
So if you did $100.
No, wait.
Don't you want to put up a compound calculator on screen?
How do I do that, Jared?
I just Google compound calculator. There's one with my FX book. So if you did $100, periods, you do 52, gain per period, and you did 200%. So if you did compounded, right? If you did $100 over 52 weeks and you're able to do 200%, I don't even know. No. Go to Forex compounding calculator with my FX book. That's easier.
Oh, this is a mission. If we just
I'll
use the
send a link.
calculator. Okay, if we just use a calculator and you do this. 100. So 200%. To the 100% it would be.
Check the link I sent to Zoom chat.
I think that's 200%. Okay, I'll check now.
I think that'll be the one that I've already calculated.
Every 5 days, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's in a month. Turn $100 into $6,400 in a month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 months. $100 to 400,000. 3 months, bro. 3 months. You've taken $100 to 26 mil. Four months, you're sitting in a billion.
Literally at the end of the 52 weeks, if you compounded $100 or 200% returns every week, I don't even know how to say this number, it's so big. but it's 215,369, 369, 307, 555, 800, 000, 000, 000. I don't even know what that, like, I can't even think about how much money that is. That'll make you the richest person on the planet in the course of a year from $100. But people fall for this.
Yeah, like, people clearly don't think that far. Because, yeah, like, literally $100 doing 200% returns. And within a couple months, you're a billionaire. It's not realistic. And if it were, why would that person be offering it to you? That'd be the richest person on earth. They wouldn't feel the need to DM you. But I think the moral of the story is that no one's gonna come and save you. So just understand that you're gonna get DMs from scammers and that offering you bullshit. But no one's coming to save you. You need to learn a skill and you need to just do it properly. Unfortunately, it is very difficult. It takes time. But the reality is that that's actually the easiest way. Just doing it yourself. Because if you're living on a dream or hope that someone's going to save you, you're either in for a rude awakening or you're just going to have a miserable life. Closed below support here on the 15. Looking good. Very happy to see that. You're also broke previous 30-minute lows. Loving what I'm seeing. Yeah, once we break these lows at 2044.7 with the London Open volume, we should be good. Should just fly down. 15-minute close, no bottleneck. Obviously, that's tough. Considering you are in this general rejection area, we may not have range to drive down. With regards to USD CHF, you also need to understand what's driving those other pairs. So obviously USD as a whole should be moving the same, but a USD CAD and USD CHF might not be moving the same because maybe there's something else at play. For instance, today you had your CHF CPI. So this is one of the reasons I don't like to look at too many pairs, is you forget or you don't have a really good understanding of all the fundamentals. I don't trade CHF and I knew there was CHF CPI today. You're asking about CHF and you are unaware of the CPI today. This obviously would have an impact on that pair. Any advice on impulse trades? That is my weakest, and I lose 70% on those trades. Don't take them. When you see the opportunity, just watch it. Take notes. Ask yourself, how could you have executed on this? And once you've sample sized some data, maybe you've back tested it or forward tested it, paper trading the ideas, then once you've actually built some confidence in what you're seeing time and time again, you can start to execute with low risk. Once you see some consistency, then you can obviously up your risk to your normal level of risk. But for now, they're not working. So you need to go back to the drawing board. But don't keep taking them if you know they're not working. It's not something that you have to improve on. It's also something that you could just cut out. And that's the thing about trading. Like, if something's not working, cut it out. I used to trade with moving averages, for instance. And then there were like little things, little intricacies with the moving averages. And I would like, yeah, okay, you know, this didn't work today. Maybe I can fix this or this or this. But once I actually just took the moving averages off, it wasn't a problem anymore. Simply cut it out. You don't need to improve on something that's not working. You could also just cut it out. Obviously, there are going to be aspects, many aspects that you need to improve on. Maybe patience is one of them. Maybe you're just randomly taking impulse entries because there's a lot of volume, you're feeling FOMO. So that's something you need to look at as well. Your mindset, your emotions. So get to know yourself a little bit better as well. But for now, maybe just stop taking impulse entries. Maybe just focus on waiting for closures. Come on, gold. Okay, so we broke those previous hourly lows, and there you can see that volume coming in. Very nice little push there.
Oh, no PUs here.
Well worth the wait. Well worth the wait. Let's go. Sometimes gold just gives you like a mad rip and we just push like 100 pips. You know, so maybe could be one of those situations, maybe not. We've had a nice push here. If you haven't secured partials, definitely a good time to secure partials on that initial push. But we could definitely continue pushing here. I'm gonna let it rock.
Yeah, but I mean that understanding of the 4 hour, the understanding of the 8 hour, and obviously the minor pullback. That minor pullback probably scared a lot of people out of position, but when you understand your levels, you understand your higher time frames, these moves are going to come to you.
Yeah.
And now that we've broken that structure, this just looks like an absolute belter.
Belter. Yeah, no, it looks good. Yeah, there was a lot that went into you know, the analysis of this trade, understanding all those aspects Jared touched on, as well as coming into these all-time highs, understanding that there wasn't really any new fear and doubt coming into the picture that could really continue moving price up. So like I discussed earlier in the day, our main bias here was going to be sales coming off of these highs, and I was only really willing to adapt if we broke above those highs. Or obviously later in the day with NFP, if numbers are bad for the dollar, we could get back into the buys. But I think we'll probably set up at better price points for those buys anyway. So we went based off the 8 hour, the 4 hour, also understanding what is going on the lower time frames, reactions to the key levels, just trusting in the higher time frames there. And then the idea was to finally get into this clean traffic where we are now breaking into, and you're seeing very clean movement, looking to mirror these candles to the left. Jared, Jared, you gave me 140
Yeah.
rand. What the hell,
Oh
bro?
shit.
But you meant to do that.
Yeah, no, I did. That's fucking amazing trade, bro. Very, very happy with this position.
Thank you, bro. You
No
paid for
worries,
my
bro.
spread.
You deserve it. Yeah, literally.
I appreciate
Fucking
it.
amazing trade, bro. No worries.
It's gonna go into the channel.
Feed some hungry bellies in the future.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Alright, so 5 minutes here for the 30-minute candle close. I'm just going to monitor this 30-minute candle close. I think that'll determine whether I close out some of my position or not. As long as we're closing below this area, I'm pretty happy. This gray area I've marked up. Because we can see that was a level of resistance yesterday. So essentially we've broken back into this range. What happened to my mouse? So we're breaking back into this range right here, basically. As long as we stay in this range, I'm happy to let it run. High risk, high reward. Yeah, Jared's just throwing money at me today.
Paula. Nah, but you deserve it, brother.
Gonna go buy myself some pre-workout now.
Now that I'm not allowed to sing, I have to find other ways to express my emotion.
This is not a strip club, okay? Can't just throw money at me.
She's bro, being a stripper in South Africa is tough, bro. All the bruises from 5 rands, eh?
Oh shit. $20.15 today before NFP. Sure. That's a big ask, but anything is possible in these markets. I'd be pretty happy to take the majority of my profit at, as we fill this range here. I'm also looking at the hourly time frame and the 4 hour. We've got support here at basically 2035. So I'd really like to target that level, take the majority of my profit, and then leave a runner. I'm gonna leave like the 10% of my position running. So it's really not going to affect me. But if NFP is a belter and we just run back to the 2000s, obviously that 10% is going to do some damage. Let's go gold.
Let's go.
Pulling back a little bit before the 30-minute close, leaving a bottom wick, which is always nice. You know, when things are good, when you take good trades, sometimes you forget to take the lessons away from those trades. One thing I just can say about this whole week actually is we had about 2 weeks of ranging on gold. Very tough, slow 2 weeks. And initially in that range, I actually had some nice success in the morning on London session, taking advantage of some of these nice moves to the downside here. When was this? On the 19th of April, caught those amazing pre-London sells. I think those were about 120 pips or something. And then same story on the Friday. Also amazing trade there. But then after that, we really just got very choppy. And I actually took a couple losses in a row consecutively here on London session. And, you know, I could have actually just stayed out of this whole range. That would have meant no trades for about a week. And that would have been fine. But one of the things that I've been talking about a lot is market conditions. When market conditions are choppy and your system, your strategy isn't, maybe market conditions are suboptimal for your particular strategy, then obviously you're not going to see the same sort of results. And you need to just remind yourself and set the correct expectations. Understand if you're coming off, you know, like that whole banking crisis and everything. We had such nice one-sided volume. We were able to take advantage of the bars. There was a lot of bad data coming out for the dollar. Very nice bars on gold. And then you're coming off of a time where you're doing really well. Now you're going into a time of low volume, choppy price action, and you're expecting to do the same returns as you were last week or last month. And you start to chase trades. And you start to burn through your capital in those ranging market conditions. You need to zoom out, understand market conditions. When we are choppy, preserve capital. And it's not only capital, but your mental state. Preserve your mental. Because if you are just forcing trades in those choppy market conditions, you're going to put yourself in a terrible place where you're just down, your confidence is down. And when market conditions pick up, when we do have this nice one-sided volatility, you're not going to have the balls to execute because you are so emotionally and psychologically hindered from the last 2 weeks. You're in such a negative place, and you'll probably miss out on most of these moves anyway. So preserve capital through choppy markets. Understand that things are going to pick up. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week. Maybe ranging for a whole month. But this is a long-term game. You're not doing this to prove anything to anybody. It's not about, oh, look, I made this much today, this much this week. Nobody cares. You're doing it for yourself. If you don't make a profit this week, that's fine. But just make sure you're doing the right things over the long run, taking market conditions into account. Understand things are going to pick up. Because, like I say, last week, 3 losses in a row. First time on the stream in a long time I've taken 3 losses in a row. But I've been doing this for some time. And I understand that's the game. And 3 losses. Also took some wins in New York session last week. I'm fine. And I'm ready to execute this week when things pick up. Because I know things will pick up. It always does. Just make sure that you survive those periods of lower volume and volatility. And when there's no clear direction, stay out. Understanding the fundamentals is also very important to be able to identify those market conditions. Because if you're just blindly trading technicals, of course there's plenty of key levels you could look at while you're sitting in that range where we were in last week or the week before. But if you understood there were no real fundamental drivers during that period of time, you'd be lost. You'd be trading on absolutely nothing. Fairy tales. Here we can take advantage of very nice clean price action because there's a lot of fundamentals at play. So this is why you can't ignore the fundamentals. They certainly help to identify market conditions when you're going to have higher probability setups.
Will you check Zoom chats for a second, if you don't mind?
Let's give it a second. Down very nicely, yeah. $20.40, looking to the left here, is a little bit of a price sensitivity area, we could call it, area of interest. So as we move into that area, I'm actually, I'm going to close out another 25% right here. Obviously it's NFP today, I'm going to be trading NFP later with the members. 75, 74 pips, very nice. I had to wait a while for the drop, but I'm very happy with that. So securing some of my position. At 75 pips. Obviously risk-free trade. Look, my next target is the 4-hour support at 20.35. Let's just call it 20.35. Round it up.
Yeah, the only reason I'm thinking about, well, that I have closed another 25% there is if you go to the 15 minutes, you can see that area to the left. Obviously the 15 close, bullish close yesterday, that engulfing candle. And then also just to the left is that minor little support there. That happened on Thursday at 5:45. I know it doesn't have a lot of significance, but I think it is a wise area just to close out a little bit more. And then, I mean, if this runs down to that TP is beautiful.
The thing is, even if you, this area we could get like a pullback from, let's say. Even if you survive break even, to sit through 50 pips of drawdown after being in 75 pips of profit. So it's going to feel like hell. It's NFP. This has been a nice clean move. We know that there's potential to see reactions here. 2040 also a psychological level. So I'm very happy to secure a bit more there. I know this is very nice clean traffic here to the left, but don't want to be greedy. It's very nice.
Well, ladies and gents, let's get that like button to 100, eh? It was absolutely belted today. It's absolute belter.
Secure 90% at, yeah, and then I'm just gonna leave it runner. Yesterday we were leaving runners to the moon. Where are we leaving runners to today?
Oh.
Oh, the grave.
Oh.
The bottom of the ocean. Where's a wave? Just gonna ride the wave today.
Belter is like a beauty, like beautiful. Yeah. It's absolute beautiful trade. It's absolute belter.
Okay, so that's the plan for today. Just gonna let it rock. If we haven't reached 2035 or break even before news, then I would probably close out before news. The idea is to just leave a small runner that's going to be very safe, not affect you at all in any way. But to leave trades before news generally is not a great idea. Anything can happen. But I'll keep you guys updated with how I manage the position in the Discord. Closed out the majority here and stop losses at break even. So worst case scenario, you come back to break even. Like I say, looking to close out 90% at 2035. Other than that, that's going to be me. I'll keep you guys updated.
Hey, 3 more likes, Con. 3 more likes. You can't end before then.
Okay, everybody, if you haven't already left a like, really appreciate it, obviously. But yeah, just thank you so much for joining today. Don't forget to follow the Instagram page. One of the followers will get access to the NFP today, the Zoom session. So I'm excited to see you there, whoever it is. I'll pick a winner later on today. And then yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday next week. Actually, I won't. I'll lie. Next week, Monday, is a GBP bank holiday. So I don't think there'll be a London session next week. For members, we'll do a weekly analysis. Going to be a big week next week as well. We're coming off of all of this big news that will be setting sentiment. Hopefully we get nice clean numbers from NFP to give us some direction. And then we also have CPR next week. Cool. Have a great weekend, everybody.
She's 111 there.
Lovely, lovely. Appreciate it, guys. See you next week. Cheers.